Hey there. Sorry, I've got a cat with me today. She wanted to be in the picture. My name is Shanna. I am Travel with Shanna, and I have our travel tip of the week. So, just make sure we're up and running here. What I wanted to talk a little bit about today, because we are getting ready to go on our own international trip right now. And in the process of doing this, I am realizing how daunting and confusing it is for the average person because I am a travel professional and I am finding it somewhat daunting and confusing. So I just wanted to give you a few tips and a few things to think about and watch for as you are researching requirements for travel. So the first mistake that some folks make is you need to make sure that you are getting your information from a reliable source. When you Google travel requirements for, for X country, you're going to come up with a whole bunch of different websites, and they are not all reliable. And a lot of them, from my experience in looking for clients, have contradictory information. So it is really confusing. Even for me, you need to make sure that you are looking at the website for the official government entity that, for that country, and not some random website of some other person who has put the information together. The reason you need to get it right from the horse's mouth is because it changes all the time. And so you need to have the most up-to-date information, not be looking on somebody's blog who wrote about what the requirements were, a couple months ago, which may or may not be correct. So when you're looking at this, try to make sure you are looking for the government page. Like the ones I'm looking for the Netherlands right now have .nl after them. And do reach out to me if you are confused, because I want to make sure you get the right information. So make sure that you're getting your information from a reliable source, right from the horse's mouth, from the page that's tied to the government of the place that you are going to. Second thing to think about is that you need to read it over carefully. And this is easier said than done because sometimes the information is on multiple different pages and you have to click from one and click to the other, and it's not in the same place. And I got frustrated with that last night. I had to read it over and read it over again, and then the piece of it was over here. You have to look carefully for the requirements for your destination and any points where you are connecting to get there. So there's time requirements. If you need a COVID test, there's time requirements. Some are 72 hours from your arrival at your final destination. Some are 72 hours or 96 hours from your scheduled departure flight. And does it say it's the scheduled time or the actual time that you leave? Because if you get delayed, those may not be the same thing. If you do get delayed, is there an allowance, or if your test runs out because you're delayed, do you have to take another one? You have to pay very close attention to the types of tests accepted for each destination to make sure that you have the right one. So there's a lot to look at there. All of this stuff, though, it's not just, hey, maybe. It's like this is all really black and white. Like if you don't have this all sorted, you're going to get to the airport and you're just not going to be able to go. It's not, when the test says 72 hours, it's not 73 hours or 76 hours. It means 72 hours. So it's really, really important to make sure that you have all those little details correct. And third thing is most countries, a lot of countries require you to fill out some sort of form or download some sort of an app. And it is really going to make your travel easier if you know about this ahead of time and you download the right forms and apps for your country. And if you're connecting through somewhere else, you may need apps for that too. And you need to have all of the right things, because the way this works is that when you arrive at the airport at your first point of embarkation, the first place where you get on the plane, the airline is their job to check over all of these things to make sure that you have them correct. And if they are not correct, you are not getting on your flight. And so it's really important that you make sure you have all of these pieces correct before you head to the airport to avoid any unanticipated travel delays. Now, speaking of travel delays, one more thing that is super, super important in this new age of travel is that you have to have travel insurance. It's not optional anymore. If you're leaving the country, you have to have travel insurance because if you were to test positive in another country, the travel insurance likely, as the way it stands right now, will pay for the interruption in your trip, meaning they will help cover the extra expenses of the hotel stay that you're going to need to have in that other country. They're going to help cover your medical expenses should you become ill in that other country, because unless you have a really high-end insurance plan, it doesn't cover medical outside of our country. So you have to have travel insurance. If you need help with any of this, that's what a travel agent is for. That's what I am for. I am here to get you the right information, to double check it, and to do everything in my power to make sure that you have the knowledge that you need to make sure you have the right things before you travel. I can give you referrals for travel insurance. I know a lot about travel insurance and what you need for where you're going. So if you do have questions about this, you can find me. I am at Travel with Shanna on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me at booktravelwithshanna.com. I've got one more thing here. If you found this helpful, where'd we go here? I have an amazing Facebook group called Empowered and Adventurous Globetrotting Travelers, where I share travel tips and information and inspiration. I love to inspire people to take amazing trips and give you the information that you need to help plan those trips in my Facebook group. So if this was useful to you, I would love to see you in the Facebook group. And I hope you are having an amazing day. Please post any questions in the comments, and I look forward to talking